There was this guy who was an animal lover. He was particularly fond of snakes because he likened himself to a snake when he was younger. He moved alone, he moved silently, but when he struck, there was no coming back from that. In his later years, he purchased a farm home, and in front of his farm home, there was a field with high grass. So one day, while he was exploring his property, he made his way through that high grass and came upon a snake pit. That snake pit was filled with many snakes, one of which that was malnourished. He fed them all, but he fed this malnutrition snake more than he gave the rest, but he fed them all regularly. One morning, he came out of his home, parting his way through this high grass to get to the snake pit. And when he got to the snake pit, two snakes were missing, the malnutrition snake and a boa constrictor. He parted the grass with his hands, he parted the grass with his feet, looking for these snakes, but he couldn't find them, he couldn't see them. So he continued to feed the other snakes, thinking to himself, oh, those other two snakes will come back soon. Suddenly, there was a pain in his right calf, and just as sudden to his left. He looked back, and the malnutrition snake was biting his leg, letting the poison sink in, and the boa constrictor was doing the same with the left. Once they let go, he looked back at them and said, yo, what are you doing? You know, I took care of you guys. I made sure you guys were healthy. I brought you guys food every day, and look what you're doing to me. The malnutrition snake looked up at the guy with his fangs out and poison dripping from his fangs and said, you must have forgot, man. I'm a snake, and I do what snakes do. The man staggered away and reached in his pocket and injected himself with some anti-venom. He staggered all the way home. The effects from the venom made him weak, so he stayed at home for a time. When he got better, he got up and he made his way back through the high grass. But this time he had a machete cutting his way through the grass so that he can see. He made his way back to the snake pit, and all the snakes were there with their mouths open, waiting to be fed. The guy took the machete and cut all their heads off. Here's my point. It's threefold. First of which is, no matter healthy or sick, never underestimate the nature of a snake. A snake will always be a snake. Number two, no matter what reasons you find for your behavior, you will always be held accountable. And number three, and most importantly, keep your grass low so you can see where the snakes are. Stay grinding, stay focused.